Hello, good morning, everyone. Happy to Slay, and welcome to the Rise and Slay Talk Show. My name is Rochelle Slay, or Slay Queen Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. And y'all, I couldn't wait to be here on the show live with you this morning to tell you all the things and to catch us up on what's going on. But first of all, I wanted to wish my dad, Fred B. King, a happy heavenly 77th birthday. Today, he would be 77. I know he is raising Cain up in heaven, but we are so proud of what he was able to do for us as a family. And I just wanted to recognize him before we got started on the show. So welcome in, welcome in. This is the Rise and Slay Talk Show. Okay. And so as you come on in, let me know where you're streaming in from. Give us your name so that way I can give you a shout out because you decided to be here with me to have a conversation. We are talking about how your next opportunity is watching. And what does that mean? And how can you start to align yourself so that way you don't miss out on any opportunities? So this is where we talk about how every stage is an audition. And this show is where we really talk about how to become more visible, more credible, and influential so you can be ready when the right opportunities come knocking on your door. So I'm going to start out with a question this morning. Hopefully you are ready. Because this might be a little deep, but I think there are some simple ways that you can start to build your personal brand to leverage the opportunities that you are seeking for. And the question is, what if the stage that you're standing on today, right now, is preparing you for the stage you have been waiting for? All right. Now, many times we go into places and spaces thinking, oh, I'm going to introduce my name or introduce myself to people. I'm going to share a little bit about what I do. And then you go on about your business. All right. Well, I would like to think that if you are in Slay Nation, all right, you are an experience and you are on a stage. It doesn't matter if you're in a meeting. It doesn't matter if you're on a talk show like I am, or you have a podcast, you go to networking events, any conversation, any interaction that you have, you are showcasing your brand. And I have been putting out there on LinkedIn, hey, LinkedIn, all right, that you are your most valuable asset. All right. You can market yourself over and over again. This is why I encourage any business owner who has a customer facing service and you're focused on the person to step from behind your business and become the face of your business. This is where I know you will get the right clients, the right opportunities, and the right conversations, because we don't have any time to be wasting in this season. So if you're in the season that I'm in, where I served for 30 years in the Air Force, a very long career, and decided one day I wanted to become a speaker. So I was sharing last week, I was at Purdue University. Hey, Purdue University, the Military Family Research Institute, thank you so much for the incredible opportunity flying me out there and having the opportunity to bring my mom so she can listen in on, how I've been able to pursue the business that I have. And I decided I want to be a speaker. So what do speakers do? They speak. I didn't wait for someone to call me up and say, hey, can we have you here? No, I created 2 talk shows. Listen, I like to talk. So I was like, you know what? I started with the Slay to Success talk show, which are on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I bring in a guest and we talk about anywhere from leadership, wellness, personal branding, business acumen, all those little things, right? And you really get to hear someone's journey. Last week, we had a really incredible show. So if you haven't watched any of the shows, go to the Slay to Success YouTube channel. All right. You can binge watch all the shows. I got a lot going on over there. However, it was really evident to me that when you're in the speaker space, there are some things that people are trying to get to know you, whether or not you fit for the audience that they have. And last week was a clear indication that I was supposed to be where I was supposed to be. And I was able to speak to women veterans who are students in higher education. And one of the things that we spoke to was the identity of a woman veteran, which I clearly understand. And so it was such a great example of being in alignment. I also decided, hey, I wanted to know more about personal branding. So I got my image consultant certification, as well as getting my master's degree in strategic leadership. All these things, y'all, I have like packaged up. And now I have a SLAY method, which I go and instruct, I'm the teacher, if you will, on how you can leverage your personal brand to get those bigger opportunities. Because all of us want to be seen, heard, and most importantly, chosen, as we're the obvious choice. We are not the best kept secret. So many of us believe that that big opportunity, whatever it is that you're seeking, looking for, only begins when someone finally discovers you. And that's just not the case. All right. Not in today's world, not in what we have to do with the distractions that are going on. How are you able to create opportunities before the big opportunity comes your way? So we have to think about all the things. All right. So sometimes we just see, oh my goodness, like this event. And believe me, I have been there. All right. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I am learning more and more. There are 3 valuable lessons that I'm going to share with you all today about what I have seen. And this is a pattern for how I'm able to go and speak into different places on different platforms, different types of audiences. Some are squarely in alignment, some are a little bit off, but I understand what it is that I am to do in there, right? So I'm going to share with you, first of all, that someone is always watching. It doesn't matter. You may think no one is even paying attention. Just because you don't get any likes, or you don't have a lot of followers, or if you, don't have a lot of content that no one is actually following, people are secretly admiring your work. And I had to realize that, maybe no one comes onto a show. I understand that that is part of the journey. Some people go back and they listen to it when they have time on their hands, and maybe they're working out. All right. I got my workout in, y'all. Hopefully you did too, because that's what we do here. All right. Trailblazers, change makers. We have to be showing up fully as ourselves. And then one of the ways is movement. All right. Movement is medicine, and movement is power. So I just wanted to, insert that in there too. But somebody is always watching. And I guess one of the biggest misconceptions that I have seen about visibility is that if people aren't engaging with your content, they are not paying attention. All right. And that's simply not true. Like I said before, sometimes the people that are watching are not liking, they're not commenting or sharing, they're actually observing, they're learning, and most importantly, they are deciding. And I, again, experienced this firsthand along this journey. I had started into this personal branding space a few years ago, and it's really taken off over the past couple of years. And there are 3 things that I want to share. Okay, so number 1, we have to stay ready to be ready. Now, that's what the S used to stand for when I started out with the SLAY method. Okay. So SLAY means to kill it, to dominate it, and to nail it, to be on point, to impress greatly, and to dream big and work harder until you own it. Now, initially, I started out with SLAY standing for stay ready to be ready, lead out loud, a sense of community or a sense of family, and you are built to last. Over the past, I say 6 to 8 months, I had converted, and now I'm in teaching mode. Okay. So I go with my little book. Okay. This is my guidebook, and it's called Elevate Your Image. And we talk about the phases of building a personal brand and elevating your image. And a SLAY method now is strategic identity, leadership presence, aesthetics authority, and your narrative power. All right. And we kind of walk through that. And, I have several clients that I work with one-on-one, or I go in just like I did last week and I share what the SLAY method means and how you can start to apply it, and navigate in this world where social media and being out in front of your business is the name of the game, because there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of people in my space, but I knew I had to differentiate myself. And so I've had conversations with someone who shared with me, who has been following me for a minute online, especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, I am able to share thought leadership content and also meet a lot of people in person and do the connection. And she has really watched my journey. She watched my leadership, my speaking, and the way I consistently showed up. And then one day the opportunity came. All right. And so that invitation didn't happen because I suddenly became visible. It happened because I have been consistently building trust before the invitation even arrived. And so I want to ask you, are you doing the same thing as well? We cannot expect people to reach out to us and get it, okay, right out the gate. We have to be building upon our personal brand every single day and staying on message. So again, are you ready? And being ready for me has taken a lot of attempts. Okay. I had to refine my brand over and over and over again. So I've gotten to a place right now where I have a message, I have my wardrobe, I have my energy level to where I need it to be. I have everything. And I was just sharing with Chevy, and she's my accountability partner. And I was sharing with her yesterday that if someone called me yesterday, all right, to speak today, I can confidently say, I'm ready. So we have to stay ready. So what I have to do is I have to speak a lot. So that way, when the opportunity comes, so like Friday when I was at Purdue University and I gave the presentation, it was an easy conversation for me to have. I was not overly stressed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was engaging in my eye contact. I can honestly say that it was probably a 9 out of 10. I have been working hard at it for many years. So we have to make sure that we stay ready because someone is always watching. All right. So, whatever stage that you have created for yourself is your training ground. All right. This right here is training for me. Slate to Success Talk Show is training for me. Sitting on panels and speaking in front of people is my training ground. Going to networking events, training ground. All right. Going to chamber meetings, training ground. Wherever you are, consider it to be you are in training, because many people underestimate the stages that they are already standing on. People think when I get on a bigger platform, then I'm going to be prepared. All right. Now, you may think that, but you'll find yourself really struggling, because that's what I was doing at first. I wasn't in this mode where I had a system where I can continually show up. And I felt so off. I was like, man, I don't even know what question they asked. I'm just rambling. you know, and we do need to be focused. So preparation creates the platform for wherever you're trying to go. So every presentation is preparation. Every interview is preparation. Every podcast appearance that you may be on is preparation. Every article, every post, and conversation is preparation. Preparation. The way you communicate today really determines whether people trust you with the bigger opportunities tomorrow. That's just how it works. All right. So staying ready to be ready is really what we need to do. Okay. Secondly, I would say that if you are looking to be, I don't know, sort of like, the best of the best in your field, or wherever industry that you're trying to be in, I would say that the next lesson that I have learned is to become known for one thing. One thing. Now, I struggled with this at the very beginning. I really did because I wanted to do all the things, y'all. I was like, you know what? I'm in leadership, so I want to, just focus on leadership. Then I started saying I was leadership and an image consultant. I was confusing people. And at the end of the day, it was all about personal branding. And I really had to listen to what people were saying to me. They were like, your personal branding is on point. Personal branding consists of appearance, behaviors, communication skills, and your digital presence. If you master these areas, I can honestly say you will gain the opportunities that you're looking for. And so, because I have been mastering these areas, I am now known as the personal brand expert. Okay. People tell me, they send me messages all the time. Anything that has Slay on it, I will get messages. Sometimes I'll get like 5 text messages a day with someone saying, I saw Slay and I immediately thought of you. I see hot pink. You wear hot pink every day. And I tell them, yes, I am training your brain. It's a psychological effect. It is part of the brand, right? I say things like, keep on slaying until you can't slay no more all the time. It is part of the brand. So when you can come up with your own branding assets and it's uniquely yours and it's authentic and people can really sense that it is you, it is impossible. Like, I am trying to keep up, y'all, in a good way. And the way that I have positioned myself is in alignment with the lifestyle that I have. Everyone knows who's been following me. And if you haven't, I have a 16-year-old son. Well, I say we, okay, me and my husband. We have a 16-year-old son, and he is in basketball. So I wanted to be available and have the freedom and the flexibility to navigate and be on a journey with him. So as everything is lining up, speaking engagements, I do virtual and in persons. I have clients that I meet one-on-one. Everything is in alignment with how I have built my lifestyle. Good morning, Queen. How you doing? Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to the Rise and Slay Talk Show. Thank you so much for being here with me live. So we're just talking about, the lessons that I've learned. The first lesson is stay ready to be ready, right? And having everything, your message, your wardrobe, your assets, like your marketing materials, your bio, your reels, your speaker media kits. If you're in the space that I'm in, everyone should have a speaking arm to their business. It has grown my business significantly. When I started to use my own voice, my own stories, and my unique way of sharing, I am able to get opportunities that I never even knew that existed. Okay. So, but we have to stay ready. We have to update these things. I have a website. I'm in there updating that too. And this is an ongoing process, y'all. This is not just a one and done. Every day I have an opportunity to refine my brand. Hey, A, how you doing, Queen? Dee, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here with me live on the Rise and Slay Talk Show. I hope you're doing well. Miss you, Queen. We definitely have to get together soon one day so we can meet each other in person. So, Shelly and Dee have both been on my Slay to Success Talk Show, y'all. So this is so great when I can reunite here on the show. So thank you so much for being here. So really, having the ability to be known for one thing has really driven my business and grown my business significantly, not only in revenue, but from connections and long-lasting relationships. Because people know now what I am doing, and they were referring me to people who understand what it is that I'm doing. And when people know your expertise and what you bring to the room, they know why to call you. Okay. And they automatically tell me, hey, we need you to speak about personal branding. All right. And they tell me which level of personal branding they do, like, is it customized or it is just, like general information? I absolutely love, okay? Yes, Queen. Didi, I absolutely love what I'm doing. And I absolutely love that you love what I'm doing. I have never felt so vibrant and so alive in service, y'all. Expressing yourself, there's only a certain level to go to, right? It almost seems like I had to suppress just a tad bit. All right. I didn't want to outshine. I didn't want to overwhelm people with the sleigh. And I really wanted to dig deep into it. And now that I'm able to, I have seen the reason why I have attached myself to sleigh and why I'm able to really make positive and influential impact on others. I have seen people change their brands, not change who they are, but change their brand to be in alignment with who they are. And they are really slaying the game. Okay, it's slaying the game. And I'm so happy that you're better now, Queen. So stay healthy on the mends to a happy and healthy recovery, Queen. Okay. And yeah, not someone, Cheryl Hopkinson today on LinkedIn, and we met through our chamber here locally. And she posted today on LinkedIn how she sees how much I love it too. And one of the things that she shared was my smile. All right. And she's like, you have this megawatt smile. You come in, everybody's turning their heads. They are excited that you're there. They want to learn more about what you do. And that is the beauty of leveraging your personal brand, because no one can do it like you can. All right. They try. People try to replicate people all the time. Okay. I'm sure somebody along the way is taking things, that I'm posting and, like finessing into the, and that's fine. Okay. But they can't show up like this. Okay. We all do it differently. But stay true to yourself and see what becomes. Okay. I just really know that there's more to life than what we have right now, just based on what God has already given for us to actually share. All right. So again, stay ready to be ready, and then being known for one thing. Okay. So next, I would like to share about how every stage is an audition. Okay. Every stage is an audition. Now, when I say this on Friday, and I'm referring back to my experience that I had last Friday when I was at Purdue University. They asked me to come in and provide a presentation. I titled it Your Next Assignment. All right. And, the goal and the purpose is always the same: to increase, your voice, your presence, strengthen your confidence level, and your visibility. So I walked in there, y'all. I didn't know how many people were going to be in the room. I didn't care how big or small. And I had on a gown. Okay. Because that's what slay queens do. I knew. I was like, my mom was like, what are you wearing? And I was like, oh, just this dress. She's like, what? And I'm like, every stage is an audition. I got that opportunity from being on stage at the University of Maryland about 8 months ago. It's probably been close to a year, actually. And in the audience, Nicholas Feemster, who is the Easter Seals of the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, he was in the audience, and he's an outreach manager for that organization. And he came up to me and said, hey, would you be available to speak to women veterans on our Wednesday Women Veterans Day that they have every month? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I'm speaking. And the woman from the Military Institute, or Military Family Research Institute, from Purdue, was in the audience. And she asked me to go and speak at Purdue. Every stage is an audition. Right now, I'm auditioning. Okay. I showed up in the way that I would show up if I was in person. and it has definitely worked. So understand that. All right. We need to think about what we are doing in these spaces and how we're showing up and how we can set ourselves apart from everyone else, being ourselves. Yes, I've gotten really comfortable, Queen. At first, it was so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't even know. I feel something here, but I don't know if I should just go all the way. And now I'm like, I'm all the way in. There's no turning back now. So I absolutely enjoying the future of whatever this has taken me. And I am bringing people alongside with me and at following my journey and helping me in my journey. It is really a testimony to what you can do after a very long career and in a shift, a major shift. Um, so I also learned that your dream opportunity should never be the first time that you organize your materials. You really should already be ready. And if someone called you, like I said, and said, we would love to have you speak at our event, could you say that you have the following? Do you have your reel? Do you have your video clips? Do you have your testimonies? Do you have a current website, a speaker one sheet, a clear message? All right. An active online presence that demonstrates your authority. They want to know who you are. All right. And preparation is really the prerequisite for the bigger opportunities. All right. So, lastly, establish your stage style. So, now I was talking about like how I was in this gown. Slay, when you hear the word slay, all right, it automatically goes to killing it, dominating it, nailing it automatically. And I have to get to that point. All right. So, in order for me to get to that point, I had to figure out how people were going to experience me. This is when I got into the prints. Okay. So, most times I'm wearing print. All right. I'm wearing hot pink with the printed, whatever. Sometimes I wear solid. It just depends on the audience and where I'm going into. I'm very intentional about what I'm doing with my stage style. All right. It's really how it's not only about what I'm wearing, okay, because I can have a bad outfit on and still not bring the right level of confidence, the energy, or the preparation. All right. I want to enter the room and show other women that they can enter the room and own the room like I have. And I continue to do. And it's not really about seeking attention, it's about being in alignment. When your message, your appearance, your energy, and your expertise all tell the same story, people will remember you. All right. And that is really what executive presence looks like. And I continue to help women to do this all the time. So I want you to think about this. Are you preparing for the stage you want? Or are you waiting for the stage to prepare you? The leaders that I know, okay, the most accomplished women leaders that I know, create the greatest impact when they are not being discovered by accident. All right. They're intentionally positioning themselves. They consistently show up. They build the trust. They make sure that reputation reflects the value that they're bringing because every stage is really an audition. And the question is not, will people notice me? The question is, when they do notice me, will I be ready? And if you're in Slay Nation, the answer should be yes. Okay. All right. So I want to thank you for being here live on the Rise and Slay Talk Show. Thank you, Chevy. Thank you, Dee Dee, for being here live with me. Just remember, what do you want to be known for? Does your online presence reflect your expertise? And are you prepared for the opportunity that you say that you want? All right. So my name is Rochelle Slay, or Slay Queen Hemingway, CEO and founder of Slay to Success. I wish you all a blessed week. Have an amazing day, and keep on slaying until you can't slay no more. And I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.